BSquared, founded partially by former OTA novice of the year Patrick Alex. They are a team who can help you collect data from your driving and analyze it. Check them out. Get your data. Analytics is key.
So what we're seeing here is like the two different braking points into turn 5, right?
Right.
So turn 5 braked a little earlier, but carried way more speed, even though blue, he braked later, but then like cooked it almost.
Right.
Right? But what you want to do is almost turn this into one single corner. So before, you kind of went like, you know, this.
Yeah.
And then you were able to be on throttle early.
Yeah.
And got that better exit speed. Before, I think afterwards, it was just a minor difference where you like kind of did it like this.
Yeah.
And you hit this curb like way later.
Yeah.
And then weren't able to get a nicer exit.
Right.
Because you understand why this would end up with an earlier throttle, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're seeing here. We can see like the moment that we see the inflection point in the speed happens in two different points in distance, right? Which means you were on throttle here. I mean, you were on throttle even earlier actually, right? In the red lap, you were kind of on throttle here, right? But we don't really see the inflection because you were still slowing down from the uphill, right? But the inflection point for the blue lap was way later. See what I'm saying? Later in distance, which means
But it's all on pips. But we're packed, whatever. But
it's okay.
How'd you feel on that last run? Better, but I was still slower.
Did you try the shifting thing?
I did. You know what now?
Yeah.
This is what's going on. I didn't try the shifting. I did the shifting in the first one. Turn 2, I was like, I've never gone faster. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. 5 now, I'm trying the wider line. But you know what's happening? As I come up, my downshift into second now is slowing me down.
Okay, that's a compromise.
So I'm like, yeah, I have to, because I'm so much faster now that I have to rethink that corner completely. And then I was like, okay, second, because I put it in second and I felt like, oh, I'm like, oh fuck, okay, so I'm just slow down. Next time I tried it in third, but then I had nothing coming out, so I had to downshift into second, like after, and then.
It's okay, good problem to have because you're taking lots of speed through 4.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then 4, I was like, I think I braked the first time. I think I just lifted.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah. That's okay. The whole point is you tried a bunch of different things. You know what works, you know what doesn't. You just need to string them together.
So hold on, what was your fastest time?
58.099.
When did you do that?
In the morning.
In the morning.
Okay, it's way hotter.
Yeah.
If you did a 59, the car felt better.
Yeah.
The limit of the car is just left because it's gotten hotter.
Is it just because the engine is now? Is it
engine
the
and
tires?
like, as a system, it's just performance is just not
better,
as optimized, right? But you, as a driver, you were able to bring an unoptimized setup to closer to your PB.
That's a huge win.
That's a win.
Huge win.
That's a win. You're doing.
So I'm doing review with Alex on his laps. Do review corner by corner.
Yeah.
And then suggest improvement on corner 5.
Yeah.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
And also early in the morning did a little bit of suggestion on tire pressure. Okay. He's playing with the tire pressure a little bit, bringing it down. But then when the the track time gets hotter, so we suggest him to bring it up a little bit, which in turn make him a little bit faster.
Yeah. He was finding, I guess the tire was rolling over with too low pressure.
Too low pressure. Yep.
Yeah.
It was like
he's got a thick sidewall. Like he's on a 16, but like they're tall tires.
Tall tires. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need some air pressure to support the carcass. What did he feel? Like, what was he saying he was feeling?
So when the tire pressure was too low, he feels like the car sliding more.
Yeah.
He told me that he scrubbed more on turn, I guess 3, 4. But then he pumped it up 2 or 3 psi more.
Yeah.
And then that feeling of scrubbing is gone.
Nice.
And then he gained maybe half a second.
Sick. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot.
Going from 22 to 59 and then 58.8.
Yeah.
So that's what he did.
I'm just gonna feel out the track on the first few laps.
Yeah.
See where the grip is with all of the rain that's been put on there, and then test a few lines. And then in the last 4 laps of the last end of the session, I'm gonna try to go consistent, so I can get some data on to see where I can hold more G's or
What did
less
Sam
G's.
tell you was your goal?
My goal for him is turn 5, definitely. Trying to take it more, like we talked about, into turn 2, turn 3 at TMP.
Yeah.
To make it one continuous turn, because I was taking 2 turns. And same thing with turn 2, I'm taking 2 turns instead of 1 turn.
Okay, gotcha. Like just one steering input.
Just
then?
one steering input, yeah.
Sick.
On my next session, I'm gonna stay consistent, but I'm gonna try to change turn 2 a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe go a little faster into the turn, scrub less speed, and then go throttle earlier into the turn.
But the rest of it, like, you're pretty comfortable with the way you're driving the rest of it?
I'm happy with it. I know it's not the fastest, but that's where I want to be today.
Okay, that's sick.
.146, what'd you do?
146. Just keep it easy. Simple.
That's bad for video. What did you do?
What I do, I concentrated on turn 2 this time.
Okay.
Tried to give it more gas.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah.
Seeing what the impact was, whether I drift or not, whether I lose time in the downhill. It didn't seem to have that big of an impact. I also tried to focus on entry into turn 5.
Okay.
So rather than doing the double input, just do it as a single.
Just one big one?
Just one big turn. I did brake later. It worked. So next time I go out, I'm going to try braking
facing
a little
the windshield,
later.
eh?
End of day. It was fun.
Sick.
How many laps are you going to
See
do?
you later, man.
I'm happy I learned the track. That was goal number 1.
Yeah.
I worked on a few corners and tested a few different ways of taking the corner.
Yeah.
And I'll look at the data at home, but I kind of know what was faster and what wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, man. Okay, I think you had a good weekend. Like, you didn't have such high expectations. I think
Yeah, no.
the fun factor.
The goal is to participate now.
Yeah.
The next one I'm winning, but
Let's